Teabba Radio, your voice in the bush for this wonderful Monday morning, the 8th of December. The current time is, of course, 9 o'clock. Hope you mob have had a wonderful weekend, but I hope you're ready for some deadly tracks and some guest speakers. As you may know, every Monday morning we speak to Dr. Salimon Joseph, and he talks to us about ear health and some of the things that we can do to look after our ears and keep our ears healthy. How are you, Dr. Salimon Joseph?
Excellent. Thank you very much, John. It's wonderful to be with you.
That's the way. So, what have you got for us today? You got your phone set up, recording. So, and you've got a couple of props that you've brought into the studio. A couple of demonstrations you want to talk to us about, and some things that you want to show us.
Absolutely. Today I thought about the hearing aids because many people don't know how the hearing aid works and what are the different variety of hearing aids we have. And the first and foremost thing is when people having hearing loss, they need to see an audiologist. Audiologists are the hearing experts, and they study Master of Audiology. That is the highest degree here in Australia, master's program, and there is a pathway to do PhD, Doctor of Audiology here. And unfortunately, the problem in Australia is to fit a hearing aid to a private client, we don't need an audiology qualification. So that is why there are so many people in our society, they are not wearing hearing aids, even after fitting the hearing aid, because the untrained person fitted hearing aid to clients, and you will understand that the client may not be happy with the hearing aid.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that they had to be fitted. I thought you just put them on and then you're ready to go.
No, and it's basically we need to assess the hearing status, the audiology assessment, and then we have to program the hearing aid according to their hearing loss.
Yeah.
So then only it will work, because some people will have a low frequency hearing loss and some people will have high frequency hearing loss, and the severity will change significantly. Yeah. It's not like the specs, the glasses. We cannot just go to Kmart or some other shop, like a super cheap shop to buy glasses. Yeah. Because first of all, we need to have the vision test by the optometrist for the eyes. Okay, it's a similar thing. Okay, similar thing for hearing. We need to have a hearing assessment first.
People tell me all the time they put on my glasses and they say, I might have misplaced mine, and they say, oh, put these ones on. It's like, Russ, it don't work like that.
Absolutely.
It's very specific. Like, I've got one good eye and one bad eye, and it's just that one spot that they've got to make right, and otherwise, I can't see.
Absolutely, because the power on one side maybe for me too, for my vision, the glasses.
Everyone's got different eyes, everyone's got different ears, and when you got the problems, they've got to pinpoint that specific spot where your ear might be hearing a bit better to send that sound that way, or whatever it may be.
For me, in the vision, there is a 0.25 difference between the right eye and the left eye.
Well, if I was to lose my left eye, I would be buggered. That'd be it. That's my eye that I need to see everything. The right one helps, but without the left one, I can't see anything. So is that sort of how like ears work as well? If you lose one ear, it makes everything that much harder, to move around and everything, because you use your ears to hear and sort of hear where you're going as well.
Absolutely, because yesterday I had a client, I worked 7 days, and the lady have profound hearing loss in one side, and the other side, she has got moderate hearing loss. The problem she faces, she is a director of E&D Health in one particular department, and in the conference, when they have the staff meeting and briefing, she struggles. She don't know what the other person is talking from the bad side. So that is why the other problem is speech localization. If we have significant difference between the right ear hearing and the left ear hearing, because we will have difficulty from which side the sound is coming. We always tend to listen from the good side. If a baby is crying from the bad side, and this fellow will be looking at the wrong side.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And course, we need our hearing for everything. We got a lot of sports up here, football and all that. And when you're running around, you need to be able to hear. You can't look in every direction. But when you're playing football, you've got your other players that are watching your back, or behind you, right there, whatever you say, they're coming, they're quick, you're hot, get rid of the ball. You got to be able to hear that stuff. Otherwise, you can get hurt out there on the field.
Absolutely. And the other important thing is in the community, lot of children having hearing issues.
Yeah.
And the audiologists go to the community.
Yeah.
And after the assessment, the audiologists tend to fit BTE hearing aid, behind the ear hearing aid. Okay, BTE stands for behind the ear. So we can see the hearing aid is sitting behind, and the receiver is going into the ear. So it amplifies the sound. And why the children always need BTE hearing aid? Because our ears are growing.
Yeah.
Suppose a child, like a 3-year-old child, like a 4-year-old child, like a 10-year-old child, we cannot change the mold every 6 months because their ears are growing.
Yeah.
So that is why BTE is for children up to the age of 16, 17. After that, the growth stops.
Yeah.
The lobe, okay, and the ear canal size. So it become stable, and then we can take the impression of the ear canal, and if a child prefers, or even an adult prefers, a discrete hearing aid, we can have this type of hearing aid which sits in the canal. That depends upon what is the hearing loss. The hearing loss also plays an important role. So you will see I am wearing hearing aid on this side. So you will see a plastic sticking outside for the person to put it in and take it out. So that is why CIC. Okay, there is a bit more smaller hearing aid than this one. So hearing aid is an important thing. Okay, as you know, the technology changes so rapidly, and these ones we don't need to change the battery because these are rechargeable hearing aids. Every night we can charge it, and for this particular brand we can use it for 41 hours. So that the battery lasts. The lithium battery inside. And the advantage is people don't need to change the battery. So if you look at this particular hearing aid, we need to change the battery. Then only this will work. You can see there is a battery door, and the battery, this type of battery, we need to put it in, and the battery will last for 1 week, 2 weeks, depending upon what is the degree of hearing loss. The degree of hearing loss means the power needed for the battery for the amplification. So the more the hearing loss, we need more amplification. More power needed to amplify the sound. So BTE hearing aid, and there are different sizes and shapes depending upon what is the degree of hearing loss. The most important thing people need to remember is there is a profession called audiology and audiologist. And don't worry, when you have hearing problem, we need to do something about it, because hearing is so important for our social and emotional well-being as an individual. In any stage, as a broadcaster, we know if we don't have people who have good hearing, they don't listen, they don't appreciate what we talk, and they don't appreciate the music what we are broadcasting. So hearing is very, very important, not only enjoying the broadcast, and for our education, hearing is so vital. And if you learn very well, then we can succeed, we can have a good career, being a broadcaster or engineer or whatever, a community health worker or whatever work we need to do. We need to communicate with the people around us.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And if you cannot communicate very well, then it's very dangerous. That is why people with a significant hearing loss will not be allowed to work in many workplaces, because if there is a fire alarm goes, the person needs to exit from the premises as soon as possible. That is why we need to have good hearing. And if we have problem with the hearing, we need to have the correct rehabilitation tool, that is called hearing aids, up to severe to profound hearing loss. If the hearing loss is more than profound, then they need to have cochlear implant, that is called artificial ear.
Yeah.
So artificial ear, in Australia, we have a newborn hearing screening, and every child, like 99% of the situation where from the birthing hospital, a child will have a newborn hearing screening.
Yeah.
And in that one, they will pick the child has got normal hearing. It's a screening test basically done by nurses, but who are trained by an audiologist. The nurse how to do the screening test, and there we will be testing up to the level of 35 decibel 4 frequencies. And if the child get a rougher result, then child will have a second hearing screening. And in that one also, if the child get a rougher result, then the child will be referred to a diagnostic audiologist, and the diagnostic audiologist will do proper hearing test to ABR, auditory brainstem response, and ASSR, auditory steady state response. Through that test, we will find out what is the hearing loss, and with the tympanometry test, we will find out what is happening with the middle part of the ear, and then we will refer the client, the child, at the earliest for the rehabilitation audiologist or the ENT specialist for further management. Sometimes it can be hearing aid fitting, or sometimes it can be a cochlear implant. And the Australian government is happy to pay around $30,000 for cochlear implant, because they know the child will have good speech and language development if we do the cochlear implant surgery at the earliest possible time. So speech and language is so important. If we don't have a hearing, we will not have the speech and language.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the state from I come from in India called Kerala, we have, when we practiced in Kerala 3-4 years, we practiced, we had our own audiology practice called Indo-Australian Hearing Center. And when we had our clinic, we realized that there are so many deaf and dumb schools in Kerala. In India, there are so many, thousands and thousands of deaf and dumb schools, because there wasn't a proper method to do newborn hearing screening and the correct rehabilitation at the right time.
Yeah.
And the government may not have that much funding to allot around $30,000 to $40,000 equivalent amount for a child with a profound hearing loss.
Yeah.
And the parents cannot afford that much money. When you convert that money into Indian rupees, that is a significant amount of money for a
it's a lot of money for anybody.
Absolutely. And so that is why to have a good speech and language is a privilege. We don't acknowledge and appreciate our ability to communicate clearly. And your background and my background, we all speak more than one language. We are multilingual, not bilingual. To be able to speak many languages, we should have good hearing.
Yeah.
Because the early stages of life is so crucial, because the brain plasticity is at its peak up to the age of 5. This is a maximum ability to absorb anything like a sponge. And when we learn the language initially from dad and mom, or grandpa, grandma, or mothers, sisters, or fathers, brothers, we don't understand what they are saying, but we mimic. We mimic what they say, and then later on we associate. Chair means this. Dad means dad. Mama means mom. Mom. and this is mom. Okay, so we associate. That is the way we develop language.
Yeah.
So we mimic and then we associate. Okay, what is it? And that is why hearing. Okay, I can talk for hours and hours the importance of hearing, because we look at a child's perspective. Okay, a person with a hearing loss. Okay, we understand, we have the empathy. Empathy is very important for a clinician. What is going through the other person is what they are going through in their day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And because that is very, very important, not only able to diagnose a problem and ability to rehabilitate in the right way. We need to know what they are going through in a daily life, the problem. Sometimes, many times in elderly families, people with older people, many times people will have a high frequency hearing loss, and typically we lose the high frequency first, and then the mid frequency, and then the low frequency. So what happens is, when our wife or partner says something, the husband don't understand what she says, because the high frequency tones like F, T, SH, all the sound he misses. And traditionally, man marry a woman. Now it's changing. Okay, man marrying a man, woman marrying a woman. A lot of different combinations is happening in the society. But traditionally, female sounds find it a bit more harder for men at their later stage of life. Okay, when they are 60, 70, or 80, they struggle to understand. That is why many times the wife will be dragging the husband to an audiologist, because she need to have good. Okay, our husband need to understand her very well. Then only the communication will be effective, because the vision problem is our own problem, but the hearing problem is not only our problem, our partner's problem too. Our partner need to understand. Okay, to be able to communicate effectively in a very simple manner is very important for a happy life. Okay, happy household.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We touched on some very important topics. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we wrap it up?
In the community, I think, okay, John, people need to be aware. Okay, if you have anyone, the listeners, if you have anyone in the family, children or elderly, your parents, grandparents, some are at the aged care facility in the community, and if they are struggling to understand you when you visit, please, go to the health clinic, and ask the clinic manager when is the next time the audiologist is coming to the community, and please book it in for a hearing assessment, and make sure that they should have good hearing. Okay, children, for them it is so important for their learning and for their day-to-day development. For elderly people, they love to hear the voice of their children and grandchildren at their late stage of life. Okay, so they love the nature sound, the bird sound, the wind, nice breeze. We all love it. Don't take it for granted. Okay, they are old. That is why they will have hearing loss, and they should not be suffering with hearing loss. There are ways and means. They don't have to pay in the community. Our First Nation people don't need to pay any money for hearing aids. Okay, it's free. Please, make a change, a positive change in your grandparents and the children's, young children's life. Make it a positive change in everyone's life. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you very much, Salimon. Alrighty, Mo, we're going to get back into some music. Joining us next, we're going to have some Jim Croce with Child of Midnight.